Doctor Who The Leisure Hive, the 36th story of the 4th Doctor, is written by David Fisher and starring Tom Baker, Lala Ward and John Leeson. Yes, I'm counting Sharda as we finally got it. So, this is season 18. John Nathan Turner has replaced Graham Williams as a producer, and Barry Letts came back but as an executive producer only for this season. Christopher H. Bidmead has replaced Douglas Adams as a script editor. This season also has a trilogy of story arc, The E-Space. John Nathan Turner wanted to change from what was the latest Doctor Who story was like before he took over, as he thought they were silly, increasing the series production values as he thought they were poor when he compared with glassy American science fiction series. Dudley Simpson was dismissed from Doctor Who, as John Nathan Turner wanted to give the show a fresh, modernised direction for the 1980s, using the music like purely electronic incidental music produced in-house by the BBC Radiophonic Workshop.
I leave you to enjoy the celebrated view of Argolis from the safety of the hive. I will return shortly.
The title sequence got updated with new 4th Doctor's face image, and Delia Derbyshire's arrangement of the theme music got replaced by Peter Howell, and 1980s design neon tubing logo designed by Sid Sutton with the effects of black with stars, and I thought it's pretty cool and I love the theme. Doctor Who is one of the best TV themes of all time, whichever it sounded like. Sadly, Tom Baker and Lala Ward didn't like it. Tom Baker wasn't too keen on the scripts. He wanted to be like Philip Hinchcliffe's era, and Lala Ward pointed out that they removed the humour, so the story was going to be called The Argolans and Avalon, but obviously changed to The Leisure Hive. David Fisher created a criminal race called the Marzi, anagram of the words mafiosa, a crime organisation whom the aliens were greatly based upon, and the costume was reused in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy TV series as the leader of the Gugavant. So the TARDIS prop that was used since the Mask of Mandragora got replaced with a new one in this story, and used until the end of Classic series in 1989. This is also a first story to use the Quantal DPE 5000 digital image processing system,
a computer designed to produce television graphics. Broadcasters quickly took it up to create their weather maps, graphs and title sequences.
Plus the budget was running really bad, as I've heard, so the story begins with the long shot of the deserted beach in Brighton. While the Doctor is sleeping, Romana walks with K9 and threw a beach ball at the sea, which didn't end well because K9 blew up as soon as he's in the sea. Sad moment. But that's obviously not the end of K9, thankfully. Romana dropped K9 on the Doctor's lap and complained about the wrong place, wrong time and wrong season. The Doctor says he can't always run away from the Black Guardian, so Romana suggested to the Doctor that they should go to Argolis. It was really funny when Romana goes on about Argolis and the Doctor just falls asleep like this.
Doctor.
So meanwhile, Morix, the chairman, is getting old and died, and so Mina replaced him. The Doctor and Romana arrived on the planet into the demonstration of the experiment, like two guys levitated playing tennis, which is pretty effective, and a guy who's screaming while his body is torn apart. The Doctor has a look and saying he's badly hurt. However, him and Romana were taken to Madam Chairman, but they escaped. Pretty amusing when the Doctor is talking to a guard, and not long before Mina alerted them.
There are 2 unauthorised visitors on the premises. Keep any a cocked for the description.
Thank you.
As Romana is pulling the Doctor's scarf at the TARDIS, she realises it's the pink dummy. So the Doctor went in the machine, and his body gets ripped apart, which is pretty unsettling. As Romana is trying to get help, the Doctor happens to escape at the back, by putting a hole with his sonic screwdriver. So as he and Romana try to escape, they get surrounded by security guards, while Hardin has arrived and Mina is learning more about the time travel technology. So the Doctor and Romana went to see Mina, who's aging, which makes her ill.
But you're ill.
I'll recover in a moment.
But you look older.
Yes, the war has done this to us too.
So Romana works on the rejuvenate experiment. Meanwhile, Stimson sees a corpse. It's so unsettling. He gets murdered by something.
Ah. So that's how it's done.
So he goes into the court. The Doctor discovers his scarf around the dead Hardin, which made people think it was the Doctor who killed him. And I absolutely love the Doctor's line in the courtroom where he suggests arrest the scarf. Admittedly, it is very rare in this season that the Fourth Doctor, Tom Baker, uses his humour, but at least it's still there, just not in the same amount as all of his previous seasons.
His scarf killed Stimson.
Arrest the scarf then.
The court is sitting, Doctor.
After Romana and Hardin are done with the experiments, they ran off to see the Doctor, while the potion explodes with green effects, so they tested it on the Doctor. As Romana realises something wrong, she asks the people to get the Doctor out of the machine, and he's an old man. Two stories in a row where we see the old Fourth Doctor. Tom Baker, even though he was ill and argued with the producer, still brilliant as the Fourth Doctor, more than words can say. As you can see, the Fourth Doctor's costume in season 18 is similar but different, with the colour focusing on red and brown, with 2 question marks on his shirt. Tom Baker, Lala Ward, Barry Letts and Christopher H. Bidmead did not like that idea and tried to convince John Nathan Turner to remove, or maybe the exclamation mark, and John Nathan Turner also wanted to ditch the scarf. But June Hudson, the designer, wanted to keep it as its iconic part for the character. So after June Hudson went all through the trouble redesigning Tom Baker's outfit, including long brown coats with yellow waistcoat, she then settled with plum colour scheme after deciding not to throw away a scarf. That is 23 to 24 feet long, which is the longest scarf that Tom Baker ever wore. And all the changes that John Nathan Turner has made is the reason why Tom Baker left. Lala Ward played the second Romana, a Time Lord or Time Lady from Gallifrey, who got brought to the TARDIS as the Doctor's companion to help search for the pieces of Key to Time. And I think Lala's fantastic. John Leeson voiced K9, an intelligent robot dog created by Professor Marinus. This one is Mark II, and I loved K9, and John is great as K9. I met him at Comic Con back in 2014 and had a great chat with him, and he's a nice guy. Fomosi are reptilian humanoids, and I thought they're cool, and I love the sound of their voices with the different beeping type of sounds. Fomosi spoke in a clicking language and were physically incapable of speaking human languages. Argolan are humanoids from the planet Argolis, which I think are interesting races, and I'd like to see them returning. David Haig played Pangol, the youngest Argolan, who's the villain of the story. Nigel Lambert played Hardin, who's a scientist from Earth. Nigel Lambert would later voice the priest Triangle in Doctor Who, the Flux series. Adrian Corey played Mina, who replaced Morix as a chairman after he aged to death. John Collin played Brock, not Eddie Brock, just Brock, who's a businessman and impersonated by Fomosi. Lawrence Payne played Morix, who was the chairman until he died of old age. Lawrence Payne had previously played Johnny Ringo in The Gunfighters and later played Dastari in The Two Doctors. Martin Fisk and Ray Montague played Vargas and Guides, who are tour guides. Ian Talbot played Cloud, a Fomosi, and got used by them. David Alistair played Stimson, Hardin's assistant. The casts did a great job. The effects and sets are great. I love the atmosphere. The music by Peter Howell is amazing, with incidental music, especially the shot of the exterior. Because the Doctor is suspected that he's a murderer, him and Romana are imprisoned. However, they get given those collars so they can be free around the Leisure Hive, but they got to stay in certain areas, otherwise those collars will strangle them to death. Hardin managed to unlock those collars from the Doctor and Romana, so while Romana goes into the machine after sorting stuff out, Pangol plans to age the Doctor for another 2,000 years. Fomose helped Romana escape and introduced it to the Doctor.
What?
So after the Doctor and Romana brought army of Fomose and attacking Brock, it was pretty lethal the way they ripped him apart, and Brock reveals to be one of them and got his voice. So Pangol plans to use a machine to create an army. The Doctor got in the machine while Mina is dying with old age. The bit where the army created is really effectively. As the army began and Romana tried to warn that the Doctor is in there, the whole army revealed to be the Doctor.
Or fortunately, depending on your point of view.
All but one disappeared, so while Hardin tries to take Mina into the machine, Pangol pushed past and got himself with Mina into the machine, and as a result, Mina becomes a young adult and Pangol turns into a baby who's to be brought up properly.
This time I must try to bring him up properly.
So after saying goodbye, the Doctor and Romana goes back in the TARDIS. The Doctor does not like not knowing where they're going to be next, but neither does the Black Guardian. Scary. So, that's the Leisure Hive. There's great elements in the story, it's nicely written, plus it's so different to all the previous seasons. What did you think of this story? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks people as always for watching, and see you in the next video.